This free step-by-step video comes to you directly from Haynes, creators of the world's best repair manuals. Fix your car or truck the right way with our accurate and reliable information at your side. You can complete more than 200 jobs on this vehicle when you purchase the complete online manual at Haynes.com.
Warning: the engine must be completely cool before beginning this procedure. Antifreeze is highly toxic if ingested. Never leave antifreeze laying around in an open container or in puddles on the floor. Always dispose of antifreeze properly. Disconnect the cable from the negative terminal of the battery. Loosen the right front wheel lug nuts. Raise the front of the vehicle and support it securely on jack stands. Remove the wheels. If the vehicle has just been driven, wait several hours to allow the engine to cool down before beginning this procedure. Drain the cooling system. Remove the radiator cap. Move a large container under the radiator drain plug to catch the coolant. Using a large screwdriver, open the radiator drain plug and direct the coolant into the container. While the coolant is draining, check the condition of the radiator hoses, heater hoses, and clamps. Replace any damaged clamps or hoses. Remove the right inner fender splash shield that blocks access to the drive belt tensioner. Rotate the belt tensioner clockwise using a wrench on the pulley bolt to release tension on the drive belt. Caution: do not loosen the drive belt tensioner pulley bolt or it will be necessary to replace the entire tensioner with a new one. The tensioner can be locked into position by inserting a drill bit or other metal rod, such as an Allen wrench, into the lock holes. Make sure the metal rod is fully engaged in the lock holes to prevent the tensioner from releasing accidentally. Remove the drive belt from the tensioner and all accessories. Disconnect the electrical connectors from the alternator. Remove the alternator mounting bolts. Then slide the bolts out as far as possible. Separate the alternator from the engine and maneuver it out from the vehicle. On 2010 and later automatic transaxle equipped models, detach the fluid cooler line from the thermostat housing. Remove the water pump bolts and separate the pump from the housing. If the pump is stuck, gently tap it with a soft-faced hammer to break the gasket seal. Caution: when the pump is removed, coolant can leak from the engine block. Have a container ready to catch the excess coolant. Remove all old gasket material and clean the mating surfaces of the water pump and engine block. Place a new gasket on the water pump before installing it. It may be easiest to apply gasket sealant to the mating surfaces of the gasket, water pump, and engine block. This will also help align the gasket correctly on the mating surfaces. Carefully install the pump to the housing, then install the mounting bolts. Tighten the pump mounting bolts a little at a time in a crisscross pattern to 18 foot-pounds. Reconnect the fluid cooler line to the thermostat housing if removed previously. With the alternator in position in the engine, slide the bolts inside the mounting bracket, then push the bolts in place and thread them. Tighten the alternator mounting bolts to 18 foot-pounds. And on 2010 and later models, tighten the upper bolt first, then the bottom bolt. Install the alternator electrical connectors and tighten the nut on the battery positive cable securely. Push the protective cover back onto the nut. Install the drive belt, making sure that it is properly routed. Before rotating the tensioner, double-check the drive belt to make sure that the belt is seated properly on all of the pulley's grooves. Rotate the tensioner clockwise to allow the metal rod to be removed. Then slowly rotate the tensioner counterclockwise, applying tension to the drive belt. Install the inner fender splash shield and all of its pushpin fasteners. Install the wheel and lug nuts. Safely lower the vehicle. Then tighten the wheel lug nuts to 83 foot-pounds. Reconnect the negative battery cable and tighten the battery cable nut securely. Refill the cooling system. Close and tighten the radiator drain plug. Make sure the heater temperature control is in the maximum heat position. Slowly refill the radiator with a proper mixture of coolant until the coolant reaches the lip on the radiator filler neck. Install the radiator cap. Add coolant to the reservoir between the minimum and maximum mark, then install the reservoir cap. Start the engine and run it in a well-ventilated area until the thermostat opens. Coolant will begin flowing through the radiator and the upper radiator hose will become hot. Rev the engine to approximately 2,500 RPM for 10 seconds, then let it idle. Do this a few times. Turn the engine off and let it cool. With the engine cool, remove the radiator cap and add more coolant mixture to bring the level back up to the lip on the radiator filler neck. Squeeze the upper radiator hose to expel air, then add more coolant mixture if necessary. Replace the radiator cap, then add more coolant mixture to the reservoir until it reaches the max mark. Install the reservoir cap. Keep a close watch on the coolant level and the various cooling system hoses during the first few miles of driving and check for any coolant leaks. Make sure the hose clamps are tight and add more coolant mixture as necessary.